Halo, tes. Test, test. Testing. How's everybody doing? Awesome. So, I see Nanda Kumar, Quinlin. Who else? Boleh kita tengok attendance. Yeah. Okay, 16 people. Cool. Okay, how's everybody doing? I hope everybody is doing fine. Sorry for the delay again, but we try to do what we can. And it's apparently it's raining right now outside and so loud. I'll try to speak as loudly as I can. Can you guys hear the rain? I sure hope not, but you know. Cool. Okay, let's begin. So last night I was talking about lens prep, but I couldn't get into too much details because I was running a bit late. And apparently, well, basically I needed to finish before 11 because I wanted to keep the time, you know, because there's time constraints. So yeah, I have to keep on time. So let's continue then about lens prep. So yesterday I showed you a little bit about how I prep lenses. Well, basically, as I've demonstrated yesterday, the reason why I do a lens prep is to check, see if the lens is producing sharp images all across the frame, and to check for color consistency. Just to make sure that everybody understands, I don't deal with the creative part of cinematography. I simply just make sure that the lens and the camera can produce more or less the image that a DP wants. So essentially what we do as focus pullers is that we check we check the lens so that we can perform our duties as best as we can, especially for focus. Because as focus pullers, if you want to pull focus, especially if you're judging distances or measuring distances, you need the lens to be able to perform the way that you want them to perform. Because you don't want to be measuring 10 feet while the lens is sitting at 8 feet. And then because you thought it's, you know, the lens is, the back focus is, you know, okay, you put it at 10 feet when in actuality, the focus distance should be at 8 feet. I don't know if you understand this, but yeah. So basically, you do have to check for focus accuracy so that you can pull focus without any problems on set. So yeah, let me just talk about back focus. So are there anyone here from the broadcasting industry, camera broadcasting or MCPs? I'm sure if anybody from the MCP arena knows ENG lenses, some of those ENG lenses has those back focus adjustments. Do you know what I'm talking about? I'll show you a picture later, but if you know what I'm talking about, back focus is essentially an adjustment that you do on the back of the lens. See, there's a glass element in the back where you adjust it to a point where you put the focus to infinity. If it's sharp, then it should be sharp all around, from infinity to whatever the minimum of the focus of that lens is. there's that tool that lets you project something through the lens too. Yeah, that's called the collimator or something. I'll put a link to the chat room later if you like. Also a photo if you like. It's called the lens collimator or something like that. It's COLLIMATER or TOR. Yeah, that is essentially it's used for well, it's not really mechanically fixing the lens to fix the back focus. It's like this thing. Essentially what you do, the shape of the thing looks like the back cap of the lens. What you do is you put it there, that thing will tell you if that lens is in focus or not. And what you do is that you have to adjust it manually. You have to get a screwdriver or something like that. You unscrew something and then you adjust the focus to get it to infinity focus. That's essentially what the collimator does. I think the company name, the name of the company that makes that thing is called DENZ or something, DENZ. You can try to look into that. It's quite interesting what they do there. Yeah. So back focus is something that I would suggest for you to let someone with the knowledge and the skill to do it. Unless you know how to fix a lens, don't do it. Because I'm telling you, if you open up the lens and you don't know what you're doing, you might lose something, a screw or a ring or something, you're gonna get screwed. So if you want to fix lenses, make sure you have someone else do it, someone with the proper knowledge and skill. Or unless you own the lens, yeah. Unless you own the lens, don't do it. Yeah. Nice. 5,640 USD on VNH. Yeah. I don't know the exact amount of the price of that thing. But yeah, they do sell them on B&H. And if you guys want to buy stuff from B&H, you should talk to David Chu. Just, bulk order or something, to David Chu. Do you guys have any questions on back focus, or should we continue on? Because I can talk about other stuff. Official distributor, finished products, except for heavy stuff. But you do order heavy stuff, don't you? Okay, so there's another thing that I would normally do with lenses. I would do what I call it is a cosmetic check. A cosmetic check is essentially when I look into the lens, on the surface of the lens, sometimes there's scratch, sometimes there's fungus or stuff unwanted stuff that you want in your image. You should check for that. You should make sure that it's not damaged or tampered with. Which why I would suggest, unless you have a mobile dry box in your truck, you should opt for something like this. What this does essentially is, well, this is a cool little contraption where you can vacuum out the air. You can, well, I mean, you don't have to do it every day, but I'm just saying that this thing is a silica gel. What you do with it is what it does is basically it absorbs moist from anywhere inside the lens case. Normally what I would do, back here is a lens case. It's but has my phone and my book and other stuff. So what I would do normally is I would take this silica gel, I would chuck it in there, and we're good. That's it. And then if you look on my table here, this thing is just a suggestion because I've never really used it on film shoots, but I would like to try it. Because I bought this actually because I am currently dabbling with 3D printing. So I bought these to keep my 3D filaments dry. And what it does is basically, if you look in the top shot, you pump out the air from the bag and, sucks out the air. Right now, if you see here, this thing here is an humidity indicator. It tells you if there's moist in there or if there's something wrong in there. I don't know. Not really an expert on this kind of technology. But yeah, what you do is basically you pump out the air, but I don't know, for some reason it's not pumping out air. But yeah, you get the idea. So basically, this thing should help you when you want to, if say you're filming somewhere that is damp, that it's cold, and it rains everywhere, it rains every day, and say you're keeping your equipment for let's just say you are on, the production is on hiatus, or you're on break for 2 days, right? And you want to stow away your equipment, and one of the most important equipment that you have to definitely care for is the lens, because, well, lenses are not cheap, and these things can cost you about, if I'm not mistaken, it's about roughly 80 to 100,000 US. So you kind of have to really take care of it. So what I would suggest is buying one of these things. I'll send you a link in WhatsApp, but yeah, you can buy one of these things. You can keep your lenses. If you don't have, not a big issue, but audio is picking a little bit. Audio picking. Test. Oh, it's probably my receiver here, but it's -3 decibels. -6 now. How's now? Test. Is that all right? -3 more. Sounds better. Yeah, actually, I brought it down to -6 now. It was -3. So I guess your suggestion is a good one, David. Okay, so what I would suggest is, if you don't have a dry box and you don't have a proper storage system for the lenses when you're on shoot somewhere off station or out of the country, what I would suggest is buying one of these things. You can keep your monitor in there, you can keep your lenses, or you can keep one of your any electronic tools or equipment. You can just chuck them in this thing. Yes, I'll send the link, don't worry. Okay, you can buy one of these things and bring it to your shoots. So another thing that I would do when I'm doing a lens prep is I would do some labelings. I would label the cases, I would label the lenses even. For, as I said yesterday, I have a tape here. Okay, it's not with me currently, but it should be around here somewhere. But I normally would have a Scotch tape with me. You can buy those tapes in any stationery store. P-Touch Lifestyle, P-Touch. I don't know what you mean, David. Okay, so I would normally buy one of those Scotch tapes, if you know what I mean. Is it's a semi-transparent, it's like an opaque tape where you can put over the lens. Or I wouldn't suggest you put any tape on the lens, really, because I hate having glue on my lens, the glue residue from the tapes, because tapes, when they attach to something and the lens is going to be exposed to heat. We're filming in Malaysia, guys. It's not, we don't have snow, we don't have cold weather, unless you're mostly filming in Cameron Highlands or Fraser Hill uh,